Hi, welcome to Passion for Life with Dee and Friends, and I'm Dee, and I'm here again. Well, actually, last week I was out of town hanging out with my friends in California, but I'm here back with my friends in New York and all over the world and sharing my passion, and I have some friends here to share their passions, and sorry for the little delay. We had a little rain delay. No, not quite, but we had a little delay, but we got it together and we're here, and I'm glad you all are tuning in. If you didn't tune in and wait, you better watch it later. So, hey, but my passion is to help you all be educated and learn about the best, to have the best integrity of life. And sometimes we have friends that are going to share whatever passion they have, but my passion, we always try to throw my passion in. But today we have 3 young ladies that I met while I was at the powwow Labor Day weekend, and it was just coincidentally, and it was just supposed to be, though. It was in fate that we met, and we became friends that day, and we've been communicating, and I love their spirit, and I love what they're doing, and I figured I had to invite them out, and they came out, and I'm like, yay. So, ladies, how you doing today?
Great,
Doing great. Thank you.
Fantastic. Well, we have mother, daughter, and daughter. Well,
Yeah,
no, it's like grandmother,
Daughter.
mother, no, whatever.
Yeah.
We
3 generations.
3 generations, and they're beautiful. Oh my gosh, you know,
Thank you.
you all just relocated, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Right. So originally you all were in
Atlanta.
and I'm speaking really like you all. So I'm sounding like a real. I'm sounding like a real Southern. You know, I was down south. No, well, I guess LA. You have a whole lot of folks that are from down south that migrated there and what have you. So I got a little bit of that Southern draw back. I've only been back a few days.
Okay.
So, but so you all came out, and I'm going to introduce each one of y'all, and you tell me. Well, basically, it's called Passion for Life. So I'm going to ask you what your passions is, and you can. Well, first, I guess you can tell about who you are. Okay, what's your journey a little bit, and then we'll talk about Passion for Life a little. Okay.
Okay.
So I'll start with
Ding,
Sequoia.
ding, ding.
Hi, Sequoia. How you doing?
Hello, I'm doing great. How are you?
Very good. I'm so
Great.
glad you all came out
I'm
here
glad to
today.
be here. Absolutely.
Yeah, I know you're feeling a little.
A little under the weather.
Yeah, but
just
we're
a little
gonna
bit,
by
but
the end of the day.
yeah,
it'll be
I'm
fine.
sure it'll
be
go away
fine. So, Sequoia.
Yes.
So you grew up out there in Atlanta.
I grew up in Atlanta. I spent my summers out in Southampton. I actually used to live on the reservation shortly.
Okay.
But yeah, we have talked about relocating, and finally we did it. So
Wow.
we're up there now. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how long you been back in New York?
I got here in July, and she got here in June.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Cool.
just a few months.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so your daughter.
Yes.
Pronounce your name again.
Sanai,
Sanai. Okay, I got it now, I think. Sanai, how old are you?
7.
7 years old. So you're in school now?
Yes,
How do you like the new school?
I like it great.
Oh, okay, cool. Excellent, excellent. Well, I met, you all were in your garb going to do the powwow traditional walking into the
The grand entry.
grand entrance. And you getting yourself together. So it was grandma and daughter and granddaughter
Yeah.
in their beautiful.
Regalia.
Yes, it was beautiful, and I couldn't help you out, but you're looking for a pen.
That's
so,
right.
So Heather,
Yes, ma'am.
tell me what made you all decide to go to Atlanta and leave the reservation initially?
Well, actually, I completed high school in Southampton,
Okay.
and I had never been south. I just couldn't even imagine what the South was like.
Right.
You couldn't imagine what was going on in my head. So the only thing that really inspired me to go down there was that my sister had moved down there first. So when I left high school, I went to college in Atlanta, and went to the Atlanta College of Art.
Oh, okay.
And so that was my first opportunity to go down south and go to college.
Oh.
And so
And then you stayed there?
I stayed there after
Oh,
college and
okay.
just started my family.
I see.
I got
see.
spoiled by the warm weather.
Really? I
And,
guess so. And so then recently you decided just to make that trip to come back. You have a lot of family still out here?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
On the Shinnecock Indian Reservation, that is the family on my mother's side.
Okay.
But after finishing college, I worked various jobs and have tried everything,
Really?
that I was passionate about.
Okay.
I try that and get a little tired of that and then try something else.
Okay.
But pretty much raised my family, and then everyone is off to college, and I was just an empty nester, so I figured it was time.
Okay, so talking about passion, what's your passion for life? Well, since you've had so many, so you can tell me what you had or what you're doing or what's your passion, general. What's your passion for life?
Well, my passion for life, or I would just say my passion, I love art. I love animals.
Okay.
I love working with my hands, building things, creating things. I love helping people.
Right.
I love teaching.
Okay.
And I love sharing information and knowledge. I feel like a tailor-made, well, I have several tailor-made positions, but right now in my life, I just really have a love for horses.
Really?
And I was a horse owner and had a horse for 13 years.
Oh, wow.
Yes, and recently he became ill. He had an eye injury, and the veterinarian suggested I continue to give him medications, which seemed to fail him. And so I learned the hard way that maybe I should have
gone the natural
gone
route. 'Cause just
the
like,
natural route,
yeah.
or seek out other veterinarians.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, definitely.
it was the first. I thought that this horse and I would go, the distance, and he would just
Yeah.
die of old age. Because I have a girlfriend that has a horse, and our horses were buddies, and he's still going strong. You can still get on him,
And he's older, actually.
and he's older.
Really?
He's about 28 years old.
Yeah.
Really?
Right? Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
And you can still get on them, and two at a time. And
Yeah.
So how long
Right.
do usually horses hang out?
About 30
About
years.
30 years.
Really? And
Yeah.
so he only lasted about half, really? Or
He was how old? About Trooper?
About 17.
17.
Yeah,
17. Yeah. He was
Yeah.
healthy and everything. It's just that
Right.
if a horse doesn't have his feet,
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
not so
Well,
good.
I wish we had met before because I know that this product that I use, the beverages and the because it's all about natural fruits and even if you go and do the research, you have to find all those things that actually will help heal the body.
Yes.
And we that's where my passion is just to try to embrace everything that could possibly come from nature, that so your body will heal itself.
Yes.
Because that's the most important. Your body is the most amazing piece of equipment, that it will just work. And if you give the right fuel to it. So those chemicals are crazy. Actually, I went to the doctor today, and that's another story, but because I had came back with a little something, and I didn't want it to turn into anything, but I've been surviving off of my beverages and my supplements and what have you, and it's helped me get to here right now,
Mhm.
because otherwise I would not be able to.
Mhm.
But I figure maybe I need a little antibiotic because I had and just to make it work faster. So I am, using it in conjunction. But we'll talk about that at another time.
Yeah.
But
There are a lot of natural
Yeah,
remedies. I
yeah.
actually used to work at a raw food restaurant,
Mhm.
and it was amazing because I've never been in a restaurant where you don't smell anything cooking. There's no
Right,
grease. It's very clean, and you had everything from walnut steak to lasagna,
Mhm.
and nothing was cooked.
Yeah, yeah,
we used
yeah.
dehydrator,
Yeah,
and it was just delicious.
it is. Yeah,
I made a really wonderful salad from collard greens,
Mhm.
raw.
really.
You just have to chop it very thin, like
Uh-huh.
spaghetti thin.
Right.
But you mix it with so many different vegetables and peppers and things, and then when you taste it, you would be amazed how just after a few bites you feel fulfilled. You're
Mhm.
not hungry.
Exactly.
Your body gets so many nutrients
Mhm.
and vitamins.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah,
It takes a lot of time, takes
Yeah.
a lot of thought.
yeah.
And
But it actually comes second nature after you
mhm.
become expert with it. If you start doing,
Right.
if you're doing it, it just becomes second nature.
Right.
And it does, because actually that's how I recently lost maybe 50, 55 pounds
Nice.
by eating natural.
Mm.
And I went to Hawaii one time, and I went to a place that they didn't cook anything either.
Oh, okay.
It was raw food, and it sounded unappetizing initially, but when I actually had everything, it was delicious. You're right. It was absolutely
much
Oh my
flavor.
gosh!
And
Yes.
you notice
I
you
could-
don't eat as much.
You
Because you're
don't, you
fulfilled.
don't.
You have your body
Mhm.
has all the nutrients it
Exactly,
needs, and
exactly.
you're full.
Well, you find that with the processed foods and the foods that are cooked, what happens is the chemicals actually, the preservatives and all that, make you want to eat more. So it stimulates your appetite. So that's the problem with it. And that's, I didn't know because I've had my challenges. But we'll get into that later. I don't want to talk about me. Gosh. Anyway, I know I'm crazy. But so I'm going to go to my friend Sequoia. What is your passion for life?
Yes, my
Yeah.
passion for life. I guess you can say I'm a jack of all trades because I have many passions.
Well, I guess you got that naturally from your mom.
Exactly. It's not an easy question to answer. You know, some people can say, "Oh, I always knew I wanted to be a, engineer, and that's my passion, and that's it." But, kind of the same story out of high school. I
Right.
didn't really. I had an idea of what my passion was, and I knew I
Right.
wanted to go into medicine. I was always interested in health and everything, and so out of high school, I actually thought I wanted to do forensic pathology.
Okay.
I wanted to work on dead people. That's what I wanted to do. I loved the crime science. I loved everything about it. And so through high school, I did health occupations and did all that. And then I realized that I faint at the sight of blood.
Oh, no.
So nursing, I did nursing assistant and everything, and then I realized it all the way through that, it's not going to work for me. So went out into the work field. I worked in customer service. I was a flight attendant. I was worked at hotel, everything, kind of same thing, everything. But it never satisfied. And
Right.
always, when you have a calling, then no matter what you do, you have to satisfy that.
Yeah, definitely.
And so, I went back and forth between, well, I got to pay my bills and I got to work and this job is paying this much. So but I really want to do this. And so recently, in 2014, I decided to go to massage therapy school.
Okay.
And didn't explain it, did just, hey, Mom, I'm going to massage school next month. And it was a point in time where, everything was going wrong.
Really?
Everything at the
Yeah.
same time was going
Yeah,
wrong. The
yeah.
car was messing up. The house was about, didn't have a job, just everything. And I just said, this is the time to change it.
Yeah.
And it was probably one of the best things decisions that I made
Right.
because it answered a lot of questions and it fulfilled my need, because massage therapy school wasn't just about massage therapy. It taught me a whole new way of thinking, and just, you know, I have a teacher and she's so overqualified for that position. But she is into naturopathic medicine.
Right, right.
And so she would teach us about eating and about how the body works in more, you know, a scientific, you know, way. And she always said, you know, I'm into homeopathic and naturopathic, but that's not to say that Western medicine, I'm putting that down.
Right, right.
If you put it together, then it's perfect.
Right.
But to be honest with you, I was always against it. You know, I was always kind of like the tyrant, like, oh, you know, growing up, my mom used to always, she was into, you know, we were vegetarians.
Right.
And we have this, there's a store in Atlanta called Sevenanda, and it's a natural health store or grocery store.
Okay.
So you go there, and you know, when I got sick, I would go there, and I would look for oils, and I'm, you know, asking them, or, you know, trying to come up with my own remedy, because I always felt like something that's in a pill or a box will put you in a box.
Yeah. That's,
So,
oh, I like that.
yeah.
That's so cool.
That's
right.
So are you all still vegetarians?
No.
No,
I love meat. No.
no.
Oh, wow.
You just got through eating meat. No.
Oh, yeah, you did go to what?
Yeah.
Like, but you could have done it. Oh, no. Yeah.
Yeah.
What can you get at McDonald's?
But we,
No,
we,
it's all
we do
fucked
have some swinging meals that we have brought from the South up here, and we find it very hard finding certain things in the grocery store. So
Really? Like
we're gonna-
what?
Grits,
Grits.
Can't find no grits?
good
No.
grits,
Oh, that's
Yeah.
true.
and
Yeah.
cornmeal flour, flour, not just cornmeal,
Yeah,
cornmeal
yeah, yeah,
flour.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are certain brands.
Which
certain
brands
things.
do you usually use?
Well, from the South, there's Jim Dandy.
Oh.
And,
Yeah.
Well, you know what you have to do. Go online.
Yeah.
Mm.
And you know, it might just be Southampton. It might not necessarily be up
Ooh.
the island.
This is possible.
Yes.
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 Possible. Yeah.
I don't think Southampton has grits.
they had some instant ones in a packet.
No, well,
Hidden.
no.
Yeah.
My people from Augusta,
Okay,
Georgia.
okay.
So I do know what you're talking about when it
Okay.
comes to grits. So,
Yeah.
Right.
you know, that's where my little
Right.
Georgia comes out. They're
Yeah.
like, you're not from New York. I'm like, yeah, I am. But I have influences, you know.
Yeah.
But I have never been a vegetarian per se. But right now, because of my body, the most efficiently, because I've been putting more organic foods and more real foods without the chemicals and what have you, my body is working so much better right now. So I don't know whether I can ever really be a vegetarian
Yeah.
per se, but I think I will limit myself in eating certain foods. And if I do eat the beefs or what have you, I would like to eat it without the process and not the chemicals. So I would lean towards a restaurant that would, you know, have
more of a lean
organic.
meat.
Yeah.
And actually, our consumption of products like beef or you, not to like, there's certain things in beef you need that protein,
Right.
but we consume so much more than we're
Yeah,
supposed to.
exactly.
Your body needs, like, you know, 2/3 of the vegetables and the fruits, and just a small portion of protein. We don't need as much, but when you look at the portions, we usually have a big old steak,
Right.
and a little bit of, you know, vegetables, a little bit of starch over there, and then that's it. You
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
So I think, especially in America, our portions are completely off.
Yeah.
What we think we need is completely off. And I'll even say to be healthy, to eat healthy, it is a job.
Right.
It's not easy.
Yeah.
It is not easy, and it's not cheap either.
Right.
And I was, you know, when I was in school, I was like, you know, I was for it. I was like,
Right.
you know, I'm gonna eat right. I even like switched my deodorants. I was trying to make my
Oh, yeah,
deodorant.
definitely, yeah.
Because you know, I heard about it, but to really be taught. It's one thing that somebody can tell you, okay, well, you know, deodorant can cause cancer, and you know, my grandmother actually is a cancer survivor.
Yeah.
And it was I don't want to quote it wrong, but from
She
deodorant.
thinks it's from the
She
deodorant.
thinks it's from the deodorant.
Yeah, too.
Because the thing is, it has these minerals and byproducts that you can't even pronounce
No.
half of them, and they're foreign to our body. Our body is actually fighting
Fighting
the
it off.
war. Yes.
And you're putting it in such a sensitive place because you have all your lymph nodes there that are trying to get all these toxins out your body, and then you put this toxin right on that.
To block it.
To block
Hello?
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's, you know, your body is supposed to be natural.
Yeah.
So you have sweat glands. You're supposed to sweat.
supposed to sweat.
You know,
You don't want to stink, and we have
yeah,
things-
exactly.
we have stuff for that.
Yeah, we do.
Right.
Because
We
when you
do.
do stink, it's bacteria.
Exactly.
So you could
and the bacteria is good for you.
Yeah.
Okay, we have good Actually, I'm a microbiologist. So
Okay.
guess what?
Okay.
Yes, I know about bacteria.
Yes.
So good bacteria is you need that bacteria to fight off all the bad stuff, you know? But people don't realize what they're doing, especially, okay, I didn't even realize until people started talking and sharing, and that's why we're here, because you have to share, and otherwise you don't learn. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that makes so much sense. When someone told me that your skin is the biggest organ, which I already knew, I went to school, I did all
Yeah.
that, but you forget.
Yeah.
You know?
And you don't put the dots together. You're like, oh yeah, well, that does make sense.
It
Why?
makes sense, you know. So you put soap on that has all these chemicals, or you shampoo your hair and deodorant and chemicals that are foreign, and you have no filter, so it goes right into your system, goes
Right
into
into
your
your
liver,
bloodstream.
goes into. So guess what? It's worse to put it on your skin or put it on your external than it is to put it in your mouth. Because at least you have a filter.
Yeah.
You know, something you might be
Might
able
catch
to
it,
like
yeah.
catch it and,
Yeah.
and get rid of it, you know. But this is like it's just going in there and it's in your bloodstream and everything. So yeah, you got to be really, really, very
careful.
proactive, and that's why we have so many cancer out here right now, and we have autoimmune diseases and it's and ADHD and autism and things that our
That
kids
didn't
should never
exist
have.
50, 60
Exactly.
years ago.
And,
Yeah.
and our kids are like giants at 15 and 12, and they're already having their
Developing.
menstruation, and they sound like this, you know.
At 12.
You know? Wait
Right.
a minute. You know,
Yeah.
why are they shaving?
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
They shouldn't be shaving at 12 years old.
Absolutely.
You know?
Yeah.
So I'm glad Sinai is not looking like at 7 years old. She's
No.
still looking like a little
Little
girl.
girl,
So
yeah.
she's beautiful, you know?
Thank you.
So, but we got to get off of the McDonald's. No McDonald's.
No
more
McDonald's.
I
There's
know.
nothing
I'm
good.
sorry.
I said it too. But you know, if you think about it, they say you're not supposed to put anything on your skin or in your hair that you can't put in your mouth.
Exactly.
And when if you turn around and look at the back of things, if you can't pronounce it, you probably don't want to.
No. Exactly.
But on the contrary, like I was saying, it's hard to. So as as much of an advocate that I was while I was in school, after school, it was a little harder to keep up with trying to buy the natural deodorants and the, making sure that I'm eating right and my portion. Because when you're working all day and you're hungry, and the closest thing you have to you is a Taco Bell, McDonald's, and Popeyes, and just right around the corner, and a Wendy's, it's
Dairy
right
Queen.
there.
Oh my gosh.
You go to it.
I
So
know.
it is a sacrifice and it is a job, but it's the most important job. You don't have your body right, you're not going to be here.
You
to work
can't-
anything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. You know, and your mother taught you. She had that foundation.
She did.
Especially, I know that she must have, because if you all were raised with the vegetarian and what have you, she was doing something right, and I could see that anyway, without a doubt. But that school sounds like it was really, really very intuitive to give you all those skills and what have you. You know, so
Yeah.
so right
Very
now
well
you
rounded.
are and actually you did me. You gave me the massage
did
of
you.
life. Oh my gosh, it was amazing. I bartered, okay,
Yeah.
because I had no money. So
That's how we do
I was
it.
like, okay, let me give you one of these, and can I have 10 minutes?
And that was perfect because I was like, at that point, I was kind of tired, and I was like, okay, you know what? I probably do need a little energy, and it worked perfectly. So yeah,
Wow.
it was a good
And
exchange. Yeah.
you gave me, I was like, ooh, okay. And I didn't
Well,
even
thank
realize
you.
I still had pain back here because I had just recently came off with inflammation. I had inflammation all throughout my back and my neck. So it had subsided with the beverages and stuff like that and what I was using. But, you kind of forget certain areas. If it's not touched, you don't know.
Right, it doesn't, yeah.
So all of a sudden I was like, oh, okay. But it felt so good. It really did. I was like, thank you. Appreciate it. I will always,
Well,
I
I'm
will be
glad you
back
said
for
that.
sure.
Thank
And
Right.
your art, I loved your shirt. I love the T-shirt.
Thank
and
you.
that was
Thank
like-
you.
And she gave me that as a gift.
Yeah.
Oh, no, well, I did pay a little bit, but not.
Yeah.
She marked it down.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, thank you. You know?
Thank you.
I didn't know she had silk screen,
Yes.
and that's amazing. I did that when I was a because you know we have a lot in common. We have so much in common because I was an art major while I was a high school person. That was what I was. I wanted to be an artist, and then I wanted to be a veterinarian, and then I wanted to be a doctor, and then I wanted to be, you know, and I ended up being, well, in the medical field as a microbiologist, but I still was looking for something because it wasn't really fulfilling also. And now when I'm hitting 60, I'm going back to school. So I'm doing, health coaching, life coaching, what have you. So it's all about nutrition, what you put in your body, what you put on your body, what you in your mind, and on top of your body. So it's important. So I'm learning more. So when I meet people like you, that just kind of just helps me build to who I am and makes me a better person. And I'm just like, wow, so cool. You know, because you came back. I was like, oh, I hope she comes back.
Oh, yeah.
You still didn't get scanned, so you got to get scanned.
That's
still.
right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Because
Yeah.
it got kind of crazy, but I just was glad I came back because I wasn't planning to stay the whole day on that Sunday, but I ended up staying the whole day.
All day.
Yeah.
Was that your first powwow?
No, that was actually my second.
Second one. Okay.
And
okay.
because I had been saying it for years and years and years, I wanted to go, and I never made it there. So, and I also have Cherokee and Blackfoot and a couple of different tribes in me, but I never really asked that much. So I have to do a tree line or what is a
Family
family tree,
genealogy.
yeah,
Yeah.
and find out where it really is.
Yeah.
Because I know I have a lot of
That's gonna
stuff
be
going
fun.
on. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
can't help it. I'm one of your sisters. You know?
You might find that out too, and that'd be funny.
It would be, you know.
Amazing.
Seven
It
cousins.
really would. But are you pure Shinnecock or
No,
no?
no.
When you say pure Shinnecock, I'm Shinnecock on my mother's side, and I'm Choctaw and Cherokee on my father's
Oh,
side.
okay, okay. So you're pure Indian.
Well, I'm mixed with many
Oh, some other
races.
stuff.
We're
Yeah,
very
yeah. It's like a little melting pot.
Yes, we
Yeah.
all
This is
are.
America. Everybody's mixed.
This is very true. Okay, you look at us and it's like, okay, yeah, without a doubt, you know. But it's a beautiful thing, you know. It's a beautiful thing because you bring so many different cultures into your body and into your mind, and it's supposed to be open.
Absolutely.
It is supposed to be open and learning from everybody and everything. So it's like, oh my gosh. But because I think you said you had wanted to be a veterinarian at one point, right?
My sister had wanted to be a veterinarian, and I always love animals, so I thought about that as well. But actually, one of my passions was being an architect,
Oh, really?
an interior designer.
Oh, okay.
I love, drawing and creating and designing. So I did work many years, and still working as a graphic artist.
Okay.
And right now, I'm actually the director of a new program that was funded by the federal government on Shinnecock.
Okay.
As a result of Hurricane Sandy in 2013 and all the devastation from the states along the coast
Right.
that were damaged, the Shinnecock Nation had applied for a grant, and they were awarded $3.75 million
Wow.
to restore our coastal shoreline on the reservation. And I'm selected as the director of that project.
Oh, wow.
It's
Very
a 2-year
cool.
program, and we will be restoring the shoreline. There are 7 different areas of the restoration that we'll be working on. Be a combination of beach nourishment, which will be bringing the sand in. We're actually
Really?
increasing the sand on the shoreline.
Okay.
We will be planting different grasses like duck grass and beach grass and eel grass that it grows underwater.
Oh,
We'll
wow.
be incorporating a living reef, which will be a combination of boulders and oyster shells that are in bags, and we'll be propagating oysters and setting the larvae on the oyster bags, so it creates like a living reef and creates like a buffer and a barrier for the tidal flushing. We have 2 salt marshes that will be opening the drainage, the 2 salt marshes, 2 ponds, which are, they had drain pipes, but they're becoming a little clogged, and it's creating a lot of Phragmites and mosquitoes.
Oh, yeah.
So Suffolk County is going to be responsible for helping us open those drains back up and increase the tidal flushing. So there's different various parts of the restoration that will take place over the next 2 years. We have a team of 10, including myself, and we'll be learning new skills and knowledge. After the grant is over, we hope to increase, jobs and create new jobs.
Wow.
And in maintaining and sustaining our shoreline.
Right. That's
Protecting the
cool.
environment. So I'm very excited about that. I do have a background in working with zoos and aquariums in
really?
Atlanta.
Wow.
Yes, I was the graphics manager at Zoo Atlanta.
Really?
And then from there went to the Georgia Aquarium, the world's largest aquarium.
Wow.
So I have experience with animals and fish and wildlife and conservation and research. And that is my passion.
Wow. That's so cool.
Thank you.
Wow. So with all that, so you already did all the plans and you have everything in line so they can start doing the renovation, the
restoration?
restorations? And
Well,
all that?
actually, there are different phases. So this fall, we'll be collecting seeds from the plants on the shoreline, and we'll save those seeds and we'll plant them in the spring.
Oh.
And also, the beach grass, those plants don't usually take too well to the seeds. You actually have to take the plant itself and plant them, and then as they grow, you kind of pull them apart and replant them, and they'll increase.
So you'll get out there and
We'll get out
actually
there.
be planting it and,
Yes.
and doing,
Mhm.
wow.
We'll
wow.
involve the community and have workshops like with the
cool.
eelgrass.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
one program's called Marine Meadows. And we are actually partnering with Cornell Cooperative Extension. They are the researchers and scientists.
Yeah.
So we have a project that we'll be doing kind of mimicking the same as the Marine Meadows program, where they actually take these burlap discs. They're circles, and you take the eelgrass. They kind of look like blades of scallions, like onions, and we'll be threading them into the discs, and we'll be saving those discs and refrigerating them. So in the spring, the divers will take these discs and plant them. They'll go out underwater and plant them in the water so that they will grow and attach to the sand
Wow.
and kind of decrease the wave
Wow.
pattern, because
That's cool.
a lot of erosion has taken place
Yeah,
since Sandy,
yeah,
and you
yeah.
can actually see the change in the shoreline.
Right.
And there's been a lot of loss of trees. Now, we do have a lot of indigenous plants and trees that have been affected, and we are actually this fall identifying those different plants and trees, and we will be restoring and replanting those,
nice.
creating field gears, and actually monitoring our progress as we
Okay.
go, learning all sorts of techniques with new GPS and GIS equipment.
Really?
Yeah.
So, wow, that's really exciting.
Monitoring and tracking. It's really exciting.
Yeah.
Yes.
That is really cool. Well, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back. Thanks.
Galaxy Luxury Coach is a full-service limousine and party bus company. Family-owned and operated, we are an industry leader with over 25 years of experience in providing best-in-class luxury transportation for your special event. Whether it's your precious wedding day, an all-day wine tour out east, your high school prom, that special birthday, or just an amazing night on the town, our professional chauffeurs stand ready to ensure your special event is truly special. Galaxy Luxury Coach has one of the largest and modern party bus fleets in the New York area. Our party buses are simply nightclubs on wheels. Concert sound systems, light shows, lasers and strobes, multicolor LED lighting brilliantly lights your party bus inside and out. For corporate and more laid-back events, we will cater to your specific needs and requests. What sets Galaxy aside from all others in the luxury transportation industry is our attention to detail in customizing our services to your special event. At Galaxy, it's all about you and your guests. Galaxy customers return time and time again because they know they can trust Galaxy to help deliver those lifetime memorable moments. Step aboard and let your Galaxy experience begin. Galaxy.
Yo, what's up, y'all? This is me, DMC, in the place to be, the greatest MC in history. There will never be an MC greater than me. And right about now, the only place for you to be is with your one and only Madhouse TV.
You are the man. After all the candles are blown out, after the last toast of the night, Cambridge paving stones with Armortech stand the test of time. Beautifully designed, built to last. Only Cambridge paving stones have Armortech, our unique process that produces a rich, distinctive color. Create your own memories with Cambridge paving stones. Visit CambridgePavers.com.
Cambridge paving stones with Armortech will always look like new.
I think this is a good time to tell you. You're doing okay, Mom. I can call you Mom, right? I know we haven't known each other very long, but you seem like a real keeper. You're not perfect. There was that strained carrots incident, but you're trying. You pick up my bottle every time I toss it out of my stroller. That's high comedy to an 8-month-old. You hum the Barber of Seville when you wash my hair. So cool. And your rub-downs are out of this world. Anyway, I want you to know how much I appreciate you. You know, right? How much I love you? You're doing okay, Mom.
Hi, welcome back to Passion for Life with Dee and Friends, and I'm Dee, and I've been hanging out with my friends today, and we're having our conversation like we usually do, but this is taking a lovely spin because I didn't really know all of this was going on. So it's like amazing. So we have to talk to Sanai for just a few minutes, okay? So, Sanai, what is your passion? I know you're just 7 years old, but what do you love to do?
I love to sing and paint and draw. I'm really like an artist.
Oh, really?
People call me an artist, and I remember this morning I found this art box and I took it and I got it on my finger and I took this yellow flower and I painted on the stem.
Really?
Y'all didn't know that. I
No,
can tell you.
we didn't know that. No.
Well, I'm just amazed. I guess you have some strong genes because you just influenced your children. You know, your grandchild and your baby girl. You only have the one girl?
I have a son.
Oh, you have a
He's
son, too?
22. He
Okay.
actually just graduated from West Point Military Academy. He is a second lieutenant in
Wow.
the U.S. Army,
Wow.
and he will be stationed in Hinesville and Fort Stewart, Georgia.
Okay, cool.
So he was in New York for 4 years,
Uh-huh.
and
We were in Atlanta.
We were in Atlanta.
wow.
Now we're in New York, and
And
he'll
he's
be
in
in
Savannah.
Georgia. Yes,
And he's studying chemical engineering.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. He's more left brain.
Okay.
We're more right
Yeah.
brain.
Yeah, I hear you.
He got all, like, I still call him for my math and anything like that, like we call him for phones all the time. He's sick of us calling.
he's really very smart. And what's so
Yeah,
wonderful
he
is
is
that as he is a leader, and he is now out of West Point and working as a leader in the military and responsible for so many, and now I am a director of a program. We really can relate to our situations, and he gives me wonderful advice, and I share advice with him and how I handle situations, and it just goes hand in hand. We're like right on the same page at the same time. And just, me getting advice from my son.
Your baby boy.
My baby boy. How to handle it. It's so amazing because he reminds me of my father. My father went to Harvard. He was an educator.
Okay.
He was a doctor of education. He has a PhD. And my son was how old when my father passed? Maybe
It was 03.
9 or so.
Yeah.
9 years old or so.
Yeah, about 9. Mhm.
But a lot of my father's genes and his smarts influence, was passed on to my son.
Well, that was from you, too. You have to realize, even though your father, but that's part of you.
Yeah.
So that's who you are. So that's amazing. Well, I knew you all were special when I saw you all fussing with all of that. I was like, definitely special.
I would like to add, one thing that she actually forgot is she has a passion for animals too.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Yes.
she loves this. Actually, we have a caterpillar that we. Well, I'm sorry.
Okay. Now,
You have a
those aren't
caterpillar.
animals, though.
Oh,
Oh.
I guess that's right, huh?
Well, what about the bird?
Yeah. She. You want to tell the story about the bird? Go ahead.
I went to my cousin at the park,
Uh-huh.
and I went with my cousin at the park and her kids at the park, and I went to the corner and I saw a bird, and I usually chase birds, try to pet them, but this one stayed down and I petted it,
Oh, really?
and
Yeah,
it didn't
yeah.
even fly away.
We have a picture of
Wow.
her petting a robin,
Really?
a wild
what?
robin. Yeah, she was. 4
Was it
years old.
injured or
Wow.
anything?
No.
Can you
So she's like
imagine?
a bird caller.
She's like an animal.
What is it?
Whisperer.
Animal whisperer. Okay,
She
that's
really
what
is
it was.
an animal
A bird
whisperer.
animal. A bird whisperer.
No, she's like the princesses that sing and all the animals come and
Wow.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah. And she's really a wonderful artist. I'm really amazed at. Normally, when you see children and they do art, you see the stick figures. I only remember a few times sharing with her because I saw she loved to draw. So I tried to teach her proportion and perspective.
Right.
And I am just amazed at. Her mother was outside, bending over in her pajamas, doing something, and this child went and just got a sketch
Sketched a
pad
picture.
and she
Yo,
sketched
what?
it, and it was
It was perfect.
Perfect.
It was so
I could
funny.
not believe it. The pajamas, everything. She's like a little fast sketch artist.
And it was so fast, and I just turned. She's like, "Look, Mom," and all I could do is just bust out laughing.
Oh my goodness, that's so cool.
We have so many of her
Yeah.
artwork just to keep.
Really?
Just amazed.
Yeah,
Well, she has to
books and
keep
books of
that,
it.
you know,
Absolutely.
get- definitely encourage that and just
remember that.
nurture it to be the best what she is, you know.
Right.
Because actually I'm an artist too, so
Yeah.
it was like I went to music and art, but I just figured I wasn't going to make any money off of it, so I was like,
Yeah.
I can't, so I do it
Yeah, people
on my
say that,
own, but I see the art now in everything, because there's so
Right.
much art, so many places, so it's just sharing. This is an art right here, sharing.
Yes.
You know, so it's just it's amazing.
And you did well in color too. Remember
Oh,
we
I love my
discussed
color.
color.
Yes, I do like my color.
We'll
you
have
know,
to do
that's-
some projects with that.
Yeah.
Sequoia is very good with staging and interior design herself.
Well, we're gonna do
Yes.
something because I actually wanted to do interior design at one point too.
Yes.
Yeah.
I had the same aspirations. This is just like it was truly. I'm like, oh, I want to do this. I want to do that. But at
Maybe
this
it's
point-
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey.
Maybe this
Yes. Yeah.
all come around full circle, and it's time for us to work on those passions.
Without a doubt.
Not so much that we have to make a career in it, but just enjoy the journey.
Yes. Yeah.
And most importantly, I think one thing that discouraged me is that people always, a lot of people tell you have to, well, what do you want to, when you're in kindergarten, what do they ask you? What do you want to be?
Yeah.
You're 5, you don't know what you
Yeah.
want to
Exactly.
be. You might have an idea of what you like, but you don't know what you want to be. And it's almost like you have to choose. And so out of high school, I felt like I had to choose, and all I could think of is nursing. Maybe it's nursing. But it's more important to do what you're, and most people have more than one passion, you know, and so it's okay to just try everything. Like you said, you don't have to make a job out of it.
Right.
But like, we're amateur everything. I was telling you before, like, we're amateur carpenters, we're amateur painters, we're
Oh my
home decor.
goodness.
We were doing floors before we came here.
Right.
So
Right. How did it go? Did you all get it together?
Excellent.
Really?
it was more
You
complicated.
should have taken a picture.
I don't know. Not yet. Not quite done.
We're
But,
actually going to be building portable garages, carports. We're going to build our own container home.
Hey, why not?
We're going to design
Why
it.
not? Yeah.
As
Yeah.
I always say, I'm the superhero.
You're the superhero? She helps a lot, too. She
You
really
do.
does. She's right there
Okay.
with us, yeah.
So what grade are you in?
Second.
Second grade. Okay. So have you readjusted to the new locale of your new school and the new folks and new people in your class?
Kind of, I would say.
Have you made some friends?
Yes.
Yeah, good. I can't imagine you not making friends because I know we made friends like the same day. She gave me a hug. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
I feel like her grandma. Well, I'm not going to say great grandma. You know?
No, don't say that.
I'm not there yet. We're hanging out, so we're good. Heather and I are like, okay, cool.
And you know, Deidre, she's out of her cast now.
Oh yeah.
She has no cast on her leg.
Right. Yeah, you had messed yourself up.
Yeah. Yep.
How did you do that again? I forgot.
I was jumping on the trampoline and I twisted it.
Oh yeah, that hurts. Yeah.
Some people asked, did I fall off? I was like, no, that would make my head break.
No, really. Well, you have to be careful next time, you know, when you get somebody that spots you, because you can't do it by yourself.
Right.
But, wow, you know, we're almost finished.
Oh, wow. That was
Yeah.
quick.
What's up, Sine?
I remember this other time, my dog Karma and my front yard, I took them on a walk there, and under these sheets that my mom was trying to carry in, there was this turtle, and she was digging, and I was like, Karma, what are you digging for? And then she runs over with me with the shell in her mouth, and the shell's all closed up.
Was
I was like,
big,
what
too.
is that?
Yeah.
And I look through the crack, and it's a turtle inside of it.
Wow.
In her
Her
mouth. She's a
mouth.
German Shepherd.
Okay,
so-
I was
Yeah.
going to say.
And
Yeah,
a
she's a
poodle.
wolf. No.
Okay,
And
so it's a little
poodle.
mixture there.
No, we have 2 dogs.
Oh,
One's
okay.
the German
Okay.
Shepherd and one's a poodle.
Okay,
Yeah.
so, okay,
They're like
okay,
Batman
I
and
got
Robin.
it. Okay, cool. Well, you know what? We're almost finished.
Okay.
So if you want to share anything, or well, you shared a lot, but we got to talk more about your massage next time. So you're gonna have to come back.
Oh, sure.
You know, definitely.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And all of y'all, you know, I think you're my family now. You're my friends. You're part of my family, and we're going to be doing some great things. I just feel it's definitely going to be our passions are going to be just bringing to light for everybody.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
To share, because it's all about sharing.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, we'll have to work on our art, and maybe next time we'll come back, we'll share what we've done since this time.
Definitely, definitely. what was that?
Oh, nothing.
Oh, you have a website? Well,
No.
Are you doing your massage therapy yet?
No, with the whole transition, the move, there's some things I have to take care of before I can start again.
You have to get your license
and switched over and everything.
Okay,
yeah.
no problem.
But
okay, cool.
That's it. Once that happens, we'll be up and going. So
yeah. Well, it's definitely. I see great things.
Wonderful.
I feel great things are coming. You know. And
yes.
I know you have great hands. So.
Thank you.
Well, I'll share my email address.
Oh yes.
It's heather.rogers66 at yahoo.com. That's heather.rogers ROGERS 66 like Route 66 at yahoo.com.
And if you want any information about the Shinnecock restoration and want to help and
That's
and
right.
have you come on out and contact Heather. And,
That's right.
And it's going to be all good.
Right. Visit Shinnecock.
It's going to be beautiful out there. It's
Right.
beautiful already, but it's just going to beautify it even more.
I'll share more information with you so that
definitely.
you can put on your
Please do.
website.
Yeah, definitely. That'd
All
be
right.
great.
And maybe you can come out and help with some of the workshops.
Definitely.
You'd love it.
I know I would love it.
And all your guests.
Yes. Okay, well, you know,
That's fine.
But thank you again for sharing
you,
your
Deirdre.
passions.
Yes, this has been
And
great.
it was wonderful. And thank you for coming and joining us again.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. See you next time.
Yeah, exactly. See you next time on Passion for Life with Dee and Friends. See ya.